So I do this internet show. It's a political show, which is great. I love it. Except you get a lot of crazy comments, especially right now, because political race is so amazing. You get so many amazing comments by doing the show. Like the other day, I got a comment that said, Jodi Miller should have been at the end of a rusty wire hanger 30 years ago. I know, he thinks I'm 30. That's awesome. Hope he's in casting, because that would be awesome. Pretty sure my cat ejaculates on my back in the middle of the night. It's not even a joke, it's just a genuine concern I'm having. He does that kneading thing, where he kneads for 20 minutes, and then he shakes violently, and then passes out. Now, I've been with a few men, okay? And that's what they do, right? They make you feel good for like 20 minutes, then they shake violently, then they pass out. I put my hand back there, just to see what was going on, and he bit me. Like, yo, bitch, I'm not done. I'm like, oh, all right, well. My bad, I don't. So, I'm single. Shocker. It was funny because when I was single in my 20s, I was labeled. My friends were like, oh my God, Jodi, you are super smart. You're smart. Play in the field. Not settling down. Good for you, you smart girl, smarty smart pants. Smart. Now that I'm single in my 30s, I'm labeled strong. Jodi, you are super strong. You're hanging in there. White knuckling it. Good for you. Solid like a rock. What's going to happen if I'm single in my 40s? Then I'll just be spiritual? That's Jodi, she's super centered. Yeah, knows how to breathe. She's comfortable in her own skin. Single in my 50s and I'm sassy. And there's sassy Jodi, sassy. Single in my 60s and I'm cynical. There's that cynical bitch, Jodi. Single in my 70s, well then I'm a lesbian. Because why not, really? I love being single, actually. It's funny because all my friends want to fix me up with people, and you can tell a lot about what your friend thinks about you by the people they set you up with. I'll tell you that. There's one date I went, they're like, oh my God, Jodi, this guy is perfect. You're going to love him. We went out to a really nice restaurant. We were having a nice time. He turns to me, he's like, do you mind if I smoke? I was like, no, he's a social smoker. It's good. This guy whips out a joint. But he was really proud because he rolled it with tobacco, so you couldn't smell it, and he's so proud of it. I thought, really? Wow, because I'd be more turned on if you whipped out a line of Coke. Because Coke says, I have money and I know how to party. Pot says, I like to eat and play video games. And that's what we did all night long, so that's funny. And then another guy my friends hooked me up with, they're like, okay, well, he's a little bit older, do you have a problem dating a guy in his 50s? And I was like, no, I get there, this guy is 59, 11 months, and 2 weeks. Okay, that's 60. Okay, don't be misleading. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is he was shaped like a pear. I don't know if you know this look. Okay, it's really small and just enormous on the bottom. Okay, now that's not a good look for anyone. It's just like, make up your mind, either be really fat or really thin. Because I know what to do with that, If you hook up with a guy who's like really fat, you're all like, yeah, baby, oh, you're stocky, climb on top. When you hook up with like a really thin guy, you're like, yeah, svelte, nice, hard, raw, yeah. But when you hook up with a pear, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, oh my God! My friend's like, no, Jodi, he's really rich. I'm like, well, I know where he hides his money. A big shock there. It's funny because a lot of female comedians like to get up here, and they bitch about being single. You don't need to hear me up here complaining about being single. You can see a girl on a stage complaining about being single. She's called a singer-songwriter. You guys know what I'm talking about. This girl, she's, tucked away in a cute little club, and she's gorgeous, but she's tortured, and she wants to share her pain with you through song, and all of her songs sound exactly the same. She's like, yeah, I wrote this next song when I was going through a tough time. And it's called Going Through a Tough Time. Can I get a little more sound on the monitor? Thanks. and I cry when you lie, and I die deep inside, and you fly in the sky. Wear that tie, I like rye. Got a sty in my eye, been denied. Say bye-bye, don't eat fries on your thighs. And I cry, 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 and I cry. Going through a tough time. Hate those girls. Hate them. I think it's tough to date, though, especially in Los Angeles, because people are always trying to impress everyone. You know, I was at a stoplight the other day, and look at the guy next to me, and he was a good-looking guy. But then I looked at his car. This guy had 9 bullet hole decals on his car. Okay, bullet hole stickers. And they're all over his ride. Because things are really tough in West Hollywood. And I thought, really? That's the look you're going for? You're going to pick me up for dinner? I'm going to be like, so where are we going? Hold on a second. Are those bullet holes on your Hyundai Santa Fe? You know what? I don't feel like dinner. Let's just have sex. In the Santa Fe. It's the same tool that's also got that baseball that's just stuck in the back window. Oh, you're so crazy. You and your whole family in the back of your window and a baseball. Oh. So you just want to mess with that guy? You just want to pull up and be like, oh my God, do you know you got a baseball in your window? Have you guys seen the latest thing? The latest thing is on the tow hitch on trucks. Yeah, because they're so attractive to look at. Seriously. Let me tell you something. It doesn't look good when it's coming at me like that. I don't want to see it like that. You guys are awesome. My name is Jodi Miller.